It's not half as fun when the day is done, watching the river run, brown and gritty. Come on down to the country fair, we'll get you fixed up to fiddle there. Weave leaves and weeds into your hair. Make your love Bathsheba and Oaknut City boys who will then won't throw the dog a decent bone. It ain't easy being pretty, being a pretty girl in the city. When the wind blows cold, it's not like the tales they told. Pavement shiny with gold, are grey and gritty. Come out to the country at harvest time, out of the city you still look fine. Mud on your hands and strawberry wine. Pluck the loose hairs from your bow, pick the jig you already know. How the sweet old tunes all go. It ain't easy, being pretty, being a pretty girl in the city. Oh, I was a pretty girl too. I grew up pretty like you, but I stayed away when the call came through to take you to the town, out in the country air, playing at the country fair. Everyone you know is already there, so there ain't no messing around. It ain't easy being pretty, being a pretty girl in the city. Out here we grew, out here we knew, city wind blew. Ain't that a pity? Out here the fruit is sweet, dancing on 8 The simple life is a tasty treat. After the city, the harvest left us full. The river's clear and quick. Stay a while and play us all some pretty ditty. It ain't easy being pretty, being a pretty girl in the city. It ain't easy being pretty, being a pretty girl in the city.
Well, good afternoon. Happy Wednesday. Hey, Teach. I was just warming up conceptually with a song that we recorded before, and I thought, wow, that was on. We're going to record Plague today. I thought I will retune the guitar. Plague was written with a tuned down guitar. You know, when I play it like on stream at the moment, like I don't bother, but I was like, let's record it as it was written. And I've just broken a string doing that. So actually now we get to replace a string, which is really good stream content. Guitar is actually quite a necessary instrument, unfortunately. Doesn't want to come out. I don't know. It's almost as good as when I stringed the harp. I mean, that was a real treat. Why does it not want to? The string is like completely fallen apart. It's literally just like I've just snapped the end off, and it's still, the end is still around the peg, but the string is snapped away. I might just have to get a pair of tweezers or something to pull that out. Oh, how thrilling. I have not changed a string in a little while, so I guess it's not a huge surprise. But it does mean that I have to remember how to do it. Hey, Alex, what's up? I mean, I'm assuming I've got a string as well, in addition. I'm assuming I have the right string somewhere. We just... And I very professionally use a pen to just pull it out. Oh, they are, aren't they? I wonder where that is. We're recording today, except I just snapped a string. So first we are restringing, then we are recording. In theory. We couldn't do a lot of anything without a guitar, to be honest. Now this string doesn't want to come out here, which I do not know why, but if I can get it the other way. There we are, it's very professional. Okay. Broken string successfully removed. Don't know why I thought that was going to stay there. It's a coiled piece of metal, which has just gone somewhere. There it is. Now let's see if I have another G string. Make your jokes if you want to. Oh, actually, gosh, this is so professional. Hey, Brittlestar. Brittlestar's always here for my finest moments. I think the string might be in the box which this monitor is standing on. So, there we are. Surprise, surprise, there's a monitor there. Look. This is the box I suspect. Hey, nosy eye. Welcome everyone to this. Haha. Oh no, what was that? Bronze, yes. Welcome to this restringing stream. I say restringing, it's not like I'm restringing my guitar habitually. I just broke a string. That's a felt tip. I don't know where that came from. It's just a felt tip. What have we got? We got... Who's in here? What colour? Green. Have I already used it? Ooh. Yeah, looks like that's the colour. Bollocks. There is a solid chance I don't have a G string because that's always the one I break. Let me guess. It's not in there. No. You joking? So many packs of G and E. And they've all just got the E in. Literally. That's a pack of G and E just with E. That's a G and E just with E. That's a G and E just with E. That's a G and E just with E. Those are different. Oh, are you kidding me? This has got, let's see, black, purple, gold, red, and silver, but not green. Ah! Can I just put a different string on it? Like, I'm tuning it down anyway. I want it to be like an E. Can I just put a D on it? No, because then it will break when I try and tune it back up again. Can I just put a D on it? I've probably got enough floating around. We could just use one up. What's that? Degraded, that's what that is. It's the right note. What an absolute malarkey, wasn't it? That's a B. That's no good to anyone. Oh, who are you? Oh, your classical guitar strings. Well, it's nice to meet you. But no thanks. Well, no worries, Lurker, because I've broken my string and I don't have a replacement. So, I mean, I can't stay very long either, it's looking like. Why did they do so? I've not had a string break for so long. Right, stop blathering on about it. I don't think they have any strings elsewhere. Right, that is very much where the strings live. Okay, so options are we don't do anything about it, we just order a new string. Option 2, we put the wrong string on the guitar and see what happens. I like that option, personally. Well, what's this? That doesn't look like a lot of anything. That must be a D. It's not an E. Looks like a quite thin D. Oh gosh, I wish the D and the G strings weren't the ones I was talking about, because I hear myself say these things. And I want it to be an E, actually. So let's just try that, I think, because I don't care if this string just breaks. But I do, because it will give me a jump scare. But I'm not precious, because I'm going to have to buy a whole set in order to get a new G. So, because that's how they seem to sell them. At least cello strings are sold separately, but then a cello string is about 30 quid. Okay. We have a terrible plan. I just wanted to record a song. Only because I reach. Oh, for goodness sake. Right. Okay. Put you back on there. Oh, you can see that box. That's no good. I'm not doing that. This is very pro. Go on there, you bugger. But not in the view of the camera. That'll do. Okay. I also haven't strung my guitar for a long time, so I kind of vaguely remember how you do it. It's not that hard. I think the first step is balance it on top of the piano. Right. This is what we're going to go for. It's technically not the right string, but it's pretty close. So what are you going to do? And I've retuned this, and I haven't tuned it down for months and months. So it's really not convinced. All the other strings are just leaping out of tune at the first opportunity. Right, are you in? You're in. Beautiful. You can go on there. Anyway, how is everyone? Happy Wednesday. I don't know which. That one. For a good while, I did have different strings tuning different ways on my guitar, but I'm a pro now, so they line up. Good question, T-Vac. Right. Let's have a go. I only want it to come up to an E. It doesn't feel like asking too much. I've forgotten what's the first bit you do? No, I'll do like a twist. And I've forgotten how to string a guitar. I need to put a bend in it somewhere, otherwise it's just going to slip. Let's just start. Let's see what, conceptually, very simple, your stringed instrument. Oh, that's a good note. Right. Let's give it a bit of a stretch. This is the pro stuff. Oh, listen to that. That is pretty steely. I don't know. This might be a different gauge from the other ones. I think it probably is. It looks a bit thinner. Oh, it looks so shiny compared to my other. I think I need to restring the guitar, everybody. Just make it. Everything else is looking very dull. But this is an Apocalypse album. Where are you going to get new strings in the Apocalypse, huh? Let's give that a little bend. Do you remember, Broster, when I used to just have the ends uncut off the top of the guitar? I used to stab myself so often. It's so painful. Until I got bullied into cutting them off. Hey, James. Oh, hey, hang on. We're quite close. none of those are the notes they should be. So let's have a look. We're going to get a little revival here. That's about C sharp. It's a C. I'll tell you what I can get. Hey Joy, good to see you. Okay, someone remind me when I try and tune this back to normal tuning that this string's just gonna break. I'll order some string. Okay, so we're now coming over where it, in theory, wants to be. But don't listen to me, string. You can be anything that you want to be. I could have been anything that I wanted to be. And it snapped while I was tuning down, which my strings used to do a lot. Like when I say used, I mean like 10 years ago. It used to be a problem I always had was tuning down and the strings would snap. My friend was like, I don't know how you make them snap coming down. I was like, me neither. Right. Oh, hang on, what note is that meant to be? Haha, G sharp, yeah. Good looking. This is just down 3, which is what I do for Plague. Which just makes it kind of sound extra roomy, I think. Does that make any sense? Not really. See you, Lurker. See you later if we've survived with enough strings. Listen to that. That is so nice and low. So we're working in, I don't know what key we're in. Oh, we might just be in A. That's fine for the cello, actually. That's nice. No, hang on. We're not in A. No, we are in A. Life's just an adventure, isn't it? So I kind of forgot when I decided to record this today that I had to retune the guitar. Okay, what I'm going to do is play it, just play it, and have a bit of a think about the arrangement that I want. Then we might just like listen to another song we've recorded, give the strings a second to get out of tune again, get them back into tune again, and then go from there. And I haven't sung it in this key for like quite a long time, actually. So that's fun. I think it's the straightening of the string after it's been curled that causes it to snap. Yeah. Okay, yeah, because I guess it's developed for like a weak point in the bend, and then it need a method of tensioning that keeps the string straight. Just need like somebody to hold them. Hope everyone feels like it was totally worth it.
Plague came in way too certain for something brief, swinging of its place on this earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Plague came in for something grief swinging of its place on this earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. They shut the city down overnight. Sit tight, the bad airs only circulate outside. The city walls are newly clad, airtight, fireproof and urine repellent, self-cleaning floors smelling. Shut your doors and posy your noses, we'll soon be coming up roses. There was a lord of land watching his tenements as they fell to sick and fell to penniless cries. What do you require by way of penitence? But the gods have long moved down to the city, bought up the hills where the air smelled pretty, pushed up the market with divine wages, only return for drunken rages. Oh, what were the walls begin to crumble? I didn't know. It's like ringing. I didn't know they needed so much care. What were the rules? My moral compass stumbles. A little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Oh, oh, ooh, ooh. Into the lordly halls, for the pighead's dead, and the guards have long since left post, and all them slathering, starving sows and boys take a little minute to get their desserts, emotional snacking for millennia have heard. The lords and the ladies are plump for the pecking leeches after a goodly sucking. What were the walls that began to crumble? Okay, chorus. Then little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Okay, so then it goes into the bridge, and my thought I had earlier for the bridge is that it will go to just harp for like the first line, and it's going to do like a bit, so it won't be guitar. I don't know if that's going to work. That's what we're going to try. Oh, exponential growth is an parenthesis, a harp, existential thread. You can keep on having more when there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing to get. When there's nothing, maybe like a bit more to take a little minute to gather your papers. You might need proof of purchase later. Claim insurance for all your damages and make a sweet pile of bubonic ravages. What were the wars? Okay, then it's just the chorus again. I'm honestly just out of breath singing this song. Oh, heavy is the head, oh, and feathery is the bed, oh, well, play a game in. And does that, and then it goes. Ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women in it. Ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Okay. Thoughts. My main thought is I will absolutely mess up that little muted bit at the end when I record it. Okay, so I'm gonna just note down on here, hey Mr. Bailey, what's up,
Thanks, Joy. And thanks, Nosy, I feel like backing my hodgepodge string replacement. Thanks for following Red Point. Welcome. Let me have a look. I'm just going to scribble down some notes on here because it's all written like very rough, which is fine until I start trying to put in other instruments. Like I'll be trying to just improv a cello part and I'm like, what am I playing right now? I don't know. So what are we doing? Turning the piano on that we have. Play a game. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like write out this transition. That's really boring, apologies. Play a game way too certain. I just guessed. Way too certain. And then I think actually for the first verse is a bit different from the other verses. So I think it just does that over and over again. It doesn't do the E. It's not an E, but it's a C sharp or something. But the thing that sounds like an E. Something grieves, swinging on his place on the earth. I always like turn on the piano to work out parts because it's just the easiest instrument. And I'm suddenly like, oh, every song should be a piano song. And it ate up the sewers and the towers and it ate up the brothels and the bells and it ate up and on living and then set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't say. And it aside the children and the women. Okay, so just the repeats on that. I don't want to ask you what these misheard lyrics were, Miss Bailey, off the back of that. They shut the city down overnight, bum. Sit tight, the bad is only circulate outside. Cool. The city walls are nuclear tight, fireproof and urine repellent, self-cleaning floors, smelling, shut your doors and posy roses will soon be coming up roses. So then it does that. So 3 more times. Why is it 5? Why do we have 5 reps? I don't know I don't understand the structure of this. 5 reps? That's not a music term. That's a gym term. Times 3, and then it just does like a DA thing. Again, and the next one's the same, so I'm not going to flip and write that out. Future me can figure that out. The chorus is just E, D. Where the walls begin to crumble, but no, they needed so much care. Where the rules are more okay, so literally 4 times. Okay. The earth becomes, the air becomes, but if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh! Okay. For heavy is the head, but feathery is the bed. Lovely. Then the instrumental is just like is a strong word. I like the experience of sharing it with all of you. That's just that 4 times. Then we're back on normal verse situation. Okay, so then there's a chorus. Then the bridge is just exponential growth is an existential threat. You can keep on going to. What do we go to? Having a more lovely when there's, and there's just the chorus. Oh, where is the flippin' chorus? There's the flippin' chorus. When there's it's not the chorus. Nothing more to get. Great. Nothing more to get. Nothing more to get. Like 4 times. and then it's just the basic verse pattern. How exciting, everybody. Okay, that's that transposed into the right key, which is beneficial. Let's give this a retune, see how everyone's coping. I think the best streams are the ones where I'm just transposing things slowly. It's never going to want to be anything else, but it serves our purposes. Oh, we just need that bass to be bang on for those C sharps. Right. Oh, exponential growth is an existential threat. You can keep on having more. Oh, what was I actually thinking in terms of structure? I think I've played this song a lot. I know where it's big and where it's small, or at least I've locked those in, so I can't change them now. And then in my mind, the only thing is I'll do a cut out for the bridge and see how that works. Okay, let's do a little ear refresh / just like entertainment. We're just listening to a song that we've already recorded to remind ourselves that there is a point to this pain. Then we'll see what we can do about the guitar track. As well is that I'm wearing absolutely clashing joggers and jumper, and I was like, no, this is a recording. Yeah, I was literally looking at the controls and I was looking at the fact I was muted. I was like, yeah, that's good because they're going to be listening to the track. And then I was talking at the same time. We're going to just listen to this song. I don't know at what point I changed scenes. Perception of my recollection changed with time. Well, it may have happened to your head, but it's not happened to mine. I ate a dish of oily fish and drank a moderate amount of red wine. So I recall with age-old clarity the things you do to hurt me. Around and again, around and again. Around and again, around and again. First you adore me, then you scorn me, then you tell me that nothing has changed. But you're the one who's growing old, I just get better with age. I know the tricks and the tips, I wrote the book, I printed the page. So I watch on unknowingly as you conspire to hurt me. Around and again, around and again, around and again, around and again. Your factories burned your trees and now you need a new way to eat. Well, I gave you all I got, so I hold my hands up in defeat. You took a look at the larder and went hard like you had something to beat. But I'm the one you're beating, and when I lose, you lose with
am oil, I am soil, I am toil, I am blood. I am light, I am night, I am fight, I am flood. What you did, what you hid, what you bid, I see all. All you took, all you shook, all you crooks, I recall. These many men, all around and again. These many men, around and again. These many men. You have denied the times you lied, as though you think that I can forget. Well, I commend your attempts, but I haven't quite forgotten yet. You made a mint of my skin, so don't think about feigning regret. All these many men searching for mastery of me, around and again, 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 around and again. Around again, around again, around again, around again, around again.
Gosh, that's quite a long song, isn't it? That I think that like the plan is a fade out on that. But then when I was recording it, I was like playing the cello part, like inventing the cello part, and just hadn't kept track of when the song was about to end. So it keeps going. Which I actually have like a great affection for, but probably a fade. Okay, now let's go to this completely blank page. Isn't it inspiring? Round and again, around and again. Well, good joy. If you said anything technical, I wouldn't understand it. All right, let's try and do the bulk work for Plague then. These couple of main tracks, which are not the most fun, but do need to be done. Gosh, I sound like Mary Poppins. All right, let's make this up. Do I want a metronome? I don't like recording to a metronome, sue me. But because we're gonna drop down and switch instruments, is it helpful? Or solid chance that I've put a writ in there and therefore I don't want a metronome, that wouldn't help. Let's just see. The feather is the bed, oh well, exponential growth, an existential threat. Oh, I do a massive having more when there's nothing more to get. So no, obviously I could do it for the first bit, but I don't care to listen to that ticking noise, so I shan't. Right. Hang on. What's the intro? So I repeat the first verse. I do this every time. Way too certain. So I think we'll just start singing immediately and have a soft verse. Then the bit, yeah, okay. So no instrumental intro. That's excessive. I just like fully forgot the guitar part. See you, Joy. Thanks for hanging out. I think it holds a only return in my wages, only return for wages, which is I can't remember. How do I do this? But the gods along down in the city, above the hills where they smell pretty, pushed up the market with divine wages, only return for wages. Yeah. Okay. Okay, do for that bit. Let's have a look. We can probably cut in there. Okay, this is the bridge bit where, like, I don't think it's gonna have any guitar. Hey, SD, what's up? But I just wanted to put in guitar as a guide track, and then I messed up the guide track. So let's go back to where I cut it in here. Okay, so first thing first, like when I go to check this, it's just going to sound like noisy guitar, because it's noisy guitar for 5 minutes, so thank you so much for hanging around for that. Cool. Just want to make a note of the first transition into the chorus. I do a little bum 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 bum, like 4-1 thing. That's a technical term. And then the other times I don't. So just gonna write that down, otherwise I'm gonna mess that up. Okay, and then because I absolutely cheated and did this in 2 segments, let's just work out the timing on this. Oh gosh, it's a lot, isn't it? And ladies a rap for the plug-in, leeches after regularly sucking. What were the words? And ladies ladies are plump for the plugging, leeches after regularly sucking. The plump for the plugging, leeches after regularly sucking. Okay, you can kind of hear me like moving up to it there. I think that's alright. I'll find out when I try to sing it. Lords and the ladies are plump for the plugging, leeches after regularly sucking. What were the walls? I think I expect it to be just a tiny bit quicker. A story about boots. Yes, please. Yes, please. We would appreciate a story about boots. Lords and ladies are plump for the plugging, leeches after regularly sucking. What? Oh, absolutely not that. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay. All right, let's have a go at the vocals, and this also kind of checks that the guitar track is hopefully right. Because I should kind of, the words should fit. The words should fit in the spaces that I have designed for them. Sweetness. No. Sourness. I sat down a bit because I don't need that up in my grill. Play came in. Okay. I was like, how long do I have after the guitar plays to start singing? That's how long. Play came in, way too certain, for something grief swinging of its place on this earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Play came in, way too certain, for something grief swinging of its place on this earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. They shut the city down overnight. Sit tight, the bad airs only circulate outside. The city walls are newly clad, airtight, fireproof and urine repellent, self-cleaning, floral smelling. Shut your doors and posy your noses, we'll soon be coming up roses. There was a lord of land watching his tenements as they fell to sick, then fell to penniless, cried, "What do you require by way of penitence?" But the gods had long moved out of the city, bought up the hills where the air smelled pretty, pushed up the market with divine wages, and only returned for drunken rages. What were the wolves? Okay, microphone bailed on me. Yes, I think that was okay. I think the pushed up the market with divine wages was a bit garbled because, to be honest, that is like a lot of syllables. There's a lot of syllables to get in there. By way of penitence, but the gods had long moved out of the city. I'll just do the whole thing again. I don't think there was anything particularly wrong with that. It's just like the first try is not really going to be the best try. A year ago yesterday, I bought my first ever pair of Doc Martens. Why is this anniversary important? Says SD. Because on the Saturday before the anniversary, I found a tiny hole where the uppers had separated from the sole. Well, being Doc Martens, you get a year's guarantee. It gave me all of Sunday to find the receipt, and Monday to drive to Milton Keynes, my nearest Doc Martens store, to get a refund. I didn't realise the story wasn't over when I started doing the dramatic reading, so now we got to wait for part 3. capacity. We've all got things to do. I might just sing the track and then we'll get back to Boot Saga. Those are nice noises. Plague came in, way too certain, for something grief swinging of its place on the earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Plague came in, way too certain, for something grief swinging of its place on this earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. They shut the city down overnight. Sit tight, the bad airs only circulate outside. The city walls are newly clad airtight, fireproof and urine repellent, self-cleaning, floral smelling. Shut your doors and posy your noses, we'll soon be coming up roses. There was a lord of land watching his tenements as they fell to sick, then fell to penniless cries. What do you require by way of penitence? But the gods had long moved out of the city, bought up the hills where the air smelled pretty, pushed up the market with divine wages, only returned for drunken rages. What were the walls begin to crumble? I didn't know they needed so much care. What were the rules? My moral compass stumbles. A little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Oh, oh, ooh, 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 ooh. When the pigs break into the lordly halls, for the pig herd's dead, and the guards have long since left post, and all them slathering, starving sows and boars take a little minute to get their desserts, emotional snacking for millennia of hurt. The lords and the ladies are plumped for the plucking, leeches after a goodly sucking. What were the walls begin to crumple? I didn't know they needed so much care. What were the rules? My moral compass stumbles. A little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Well, exponential growth is an existential thread. You can't keep on having more when there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to take a little minute to gather your papers. You might need proof of purchase later. Claim insurance for all your damages and make a sweet pile of bubonic ravages. What were the walls begin to crumple? I didn't know they needed so much care. What were the rules? My moral compass stumbles. A little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? For heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Oh, well, plague came in way too certain, for something grief swinging of its place on this earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it ate up all their found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women, and it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it ate up all their found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women, and it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it ate up all their found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. There's a lot of children and women at the end there. Sweet. I liked that. I think that was kind of fun. I like the bridge. It builds to this like quite angry, and there's like that's a technical term. What was I thinking? Did I have a thought? I felt like I had a thought. No. Cool. Oh, the rest of the boot story. And today, in the post, the replacement pair arrived. Oh, I thought the story was going to end badly. So that's good. Did I chuck that line in because of chat? I mean, I wrote this song about 4 years ago. But I think it is a wildly bizarre cherry red coincidence. I'm impressed you had your receipt. I don't keep my receipts. Okay, I think that was what I wanted it to be. You could have been anything that you wanted to be. Bum, 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 bum. So now we have the fun but difficult task of recording everything else. So just like every other part, just kind of all the whole song. So in terms of vocals, I don't know if I want doubling. I think I probably want doubling for some of it, but not for other bits. It's so wordy. It might get chaotic, but actually it might work on the tight bits. Might work on those. You know what? We've done the main parts. We get to sit down now. Where's my flipping seat? You might need proof of purchase later. Ah, thanks, Esty. I really like this song. I'm really proud of it, and I've sung it a lot more than the other ones on the albums. Move the camera, not the circle, the camera. Gosh, it's so professional. I think it's fun. I like my wordy songs. Okay. For something grief swinging of its place on this. That's a massive plosive P. Do you hear that? Swinging of its place on this. Mine should just re-record that place. For goodness sake. Came in way too certain. For something grief swinging of its place on this earth. For something grief swinging of its place on this earth. And it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and you'd never know. People there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Definitely speeds up, man. That's fine. They shut the city down overnight. Fireproof and urine. Yeah, I'm just looking for any of these shapes here, right? I was like, this looks like a suspicious shape. And it is. It's another are newly clad airtight. Fireproof and this is a pop filter. It's not filtering a lot of pops. Inside the city walls are newly clad airtight. Fireproof and urine repellent. Fireproof and urine repellent. Oh, we don't need it that loud, thank you. Okay. Self-cleaning floors smelling. And shut your doors and posy your noses. Will soon become enough to require. Okay, no, that's just like a funky throat noise. That's fine. So much care. What were the rules? I mean, obviously, like we'll just find any bits as we go through. But I just wanted to let's just check the repeat of the verse at the end because it's gonna have the same piece. Where the walls crumple. Oh, didn't like crumple. What were the walls begin to... I actually don't like that walls either. What were the walls begin to crumple? It might be a bit casual. Ravages. What were the walls
begin to crumple. I didn't know they needed so much care. What were the rules? Bubonic ravages. What were the wounds? Begin to crumple. What were the wounds? Begin to crumple. I didn't know they needed so much care.
I'm just going like really hard on that next line, but it's kind of hard to go hard on crumple.
Who will be king?
That's what that was. Okay, fine.
They came in way too certain for something grief swinging of its place on the surface.
Well, that was fine. Sound like I got a mouthful of marbles.
And it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it.
Okay, those are all fine. As long as the B's are fine on the brothels and the bowers, then we are all dandy. I should merge these, otherwise I'm gonna accidentally mess it up. Okay, let's have a think about where I want to go with this. So there's various parts to do. Let's just put in some tracks. I like to put in tracks for planned parts, so I don't have to hold them in my brain. So harp, that's going to be the lead just for the bridge. So we'll put that up there. Then obviously there's going to be like so much cello, so we'll just put in like 3. For now, they can be a horrible lime green colour. And then also like the lyrics, when I was singing it, it's like the only time I've ever realised the lyrics that's written here are, and ate up all found their living. All their found living. That's the way I was saying it. Makes sense to me. And it's, and it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up, and it ate up, but that's fine. It's placed on the earth, and sometimes it's this earth. Okay, fine. Right. Probably pits, because like I can't record a song without putting some pits on it. But that will be a later addition. And then like piano something, but again that will be later when I've got the shape a bit more. There's gonna be other vocals, so I think I might just put in doubling on fast bits. That's what I'm going to call that track. That's really, well, it's accurate. And I want 2 of those because I want to do it like a little 2-3 da 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 da. That made sense in my head. So like not the first verse, the first time through.
The sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it ate up all their found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Play came in,
but the second time
way too certain for something grief swinging of its place on the surf, and it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it ate up all their found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women.
Okay, and then another one of those.
On the surf, and it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it ate up all their found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women.
As long as we're right on the set aside, because that's like quite a lot of S very close together. Bring these right down though, those were so loud. And then just give them a little like pan so we get the idea.
And it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it ate up all their found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Let the city sit tight. The bad air's only circulating outside. The city walls are newly clad airtight, fireproof and urine repellent, self-cleaning floral smelling.
Okay, what's my timing on floral smelling?
Repellent, self-cleaning floral smelling.
Okay.
A newly clad airtight, fireproof and urine repellent, self-cleaning floral smelling. Shut your doors and posy your noses, we'll soon be coming up roses.
Okay, sweet, and then probably just get rid of that before that S on roses, otherwise we're gonna have
Newly clad airtight, fireproof and urine repellent, self-cleaning floral smelling. Shut your doors.
Shut your doors.
Airtight, fireproof and urine repellent, self-cleaning floral smelling. Shut your doors and posy your noses, we'll soon be coming up roses.
Okay, I did something different on the noses. So how's that?
Shut your doors and posy your noses will soon become.
Okay, fine. Where is that? Z.
Cleaning floors, smelling. Shut your doors and posy your noses will soon.
Who's doing the weird z? Someone's doing a weird z.
See your noses will soon. See your noses.
Which one is it?
Noses will soon. Posy your noses will soon become.
Like all of them? They're all doing different z.
Posy your noses will soon because posy your noses will soon.
It's like that's this. Just gonna get rid of these.
Your noses will soon.
And then if you like, just give that a little cheeky little fade there. Yeah, shouldn't you notice it?
Posy your noses will soon be coming up roses.
Unless you're paying attention. I recommend not paying attention.
There was a lord of land watching his tenements as they fell to sick, then fell to penniless cries. What do you require by way of penitence? But the gods had long moved out of the city, bought up the hills where the air smelled pretty, pushed up the market with divine wages, only returned for drunken rages.
That was not recording. It's quite good though.
But the gods have long moved eyes. What do you require by way of penitence? But the gods have long moved out of the city, bought up the hills where the air smelled pretty, pushed up the market with divine wages, only returned for drunken rages.
You may notice there's a pretty city rhyme here. Where else is there a pretty city rhyme?
You require by way of penitence, but the gods had long moved out of the city, bought up the
Blah.
by way of penitence. But the gods had long moved out of the city, bought up the hills where the air smelled pretty, pushed up the market with divine wages, only returned for drunken rages.
Figure out what to do with the chorus later.
For heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Oh, oh, ooh, ooh. Pigs break into the lordly halls, for the pig herd's dead, and the guards have long since left post, and all them slathering, starving sows and boars. Take a little minute to get their desserts emotional, snacking for millennia of hope. The lords and the ladies are plump for the plucking, leeches after a goodly sucking. What?
Okay, there's a lot more thes on that line. The lords and the ladies are plump for the plucking. Plump for the plucking. A wee bit of a mouthful. Just like the rich.
Posting all them slathering, starving sows and boars. Take a little minute to get their desserts emotional, snacking for millennia of hope. The lords and the ladies are plump for the plucking, leeches after a goodly sucking. What were
Sweet.
the walls?
Okay, then we move into the bridge and everything.
There's nothing more to take a little minute more to take a little minute to gather your papers. You might need proof of purchase later, claim insurance for all your damages, and make a sweet pie.
Okay.
More to take a little minute to gather your papers. You might need proof of purchase later, claim insurance for all your damages, and make a sweet pile of bubonic ravages. What? More to take a little minute to gather your papers. You might need proof of purchase later, claim insurance for all your damages, and make a sweet pile of bubonic ravages. What were
Sweet.
the wounds begin to cry? For heavy is the head, and feathery golden grief swinging of its place on this earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women, and it ate up the sewers.
Ate up the sewers and the towers.
Ate up, and no, it didn't set aside the children and the women, and it ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women in it, ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Sweet. Let's just put in that second one there. Swinging of its place on this earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women in it, ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women in it, ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Okay, that's those in, and I'm thinking like a harmony part on there as well, probably on more lines, like a tight. Let's figure out what's going on. Let's just look at the first one. In the bowers and it ate up all there, and it ate up all there found, and then ate up all there found living in it, didn't set aside the children. Oh, why do I like this jazz one? Didn't set aside the children and the women. No, didn't set aside. Okay, fine. So something like. Ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women in it, ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the sewers and the towers in it. Easier said than done. Ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the sewers and the towers. And it ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. We'll take that, I think. So ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Okay. So then the other one, I could just do that again on that side. I don't really want to do that again on the other side. It could be, but I don't want it too far away. So it could be, ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. That's a bit more complicated. Ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there, ate up all there, ate up all there found living in it, didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Okay, let's have a look. On this earth, of its place on this earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers. Immediately went the other way. On this earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Forgot what I was doing on the last one.
I can't hear that. You can hear that. Hope you enjoyed. On this earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. I think I liked that. Ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Okay. Okay, I like that. I'm really excited about repeating that, like, loads of times throughout the song. Why do I do this to myself? Okay. The bad airs only circulate outside the city walls. Okay, that's like way too loud, right? Clad airtight, fireproof and urine repellent, self-cleaning floral smelling. Okay, yeah, it's like self-cleaning floral. The walls are newly clad airtight, fireproof and urine repellent, self-cleaning floral smelling. Shut your doors and posy your noses, we'll soon be coming up roses. That's quite a nice little part. I like that actually. And the other one. The city walls are newly clad airtight, fireproof and urine repellent, self-cleaning floral smelling. Shut your door. Clad airtight, fireproof and urine repellent, fireproof and urine repellent. Airtight, fireproof and urine repellent, self-cleaning floral smell. Those are just not the right notes. I got distracted by the fact I was just singing urine with so much concentration. Fireproof and urine repellent, self-cleaning floral smelling. Shut your doors and posy, you know. Shut your doors and posy your noses. No. It's not moving then. When is it moving? City walls are newly clad airtight, fireproof and urine repellent, self-cleaning floral smelling. Shut your doors and posy your noses, we'll soon be coming up roses. It's because it's different from the first one. Self-cleaning floral smelling. Shut your doors and posy your noses, we'll soon be coming up roses. You don't have to. Okay. A newly clad airtight, fireproof and urine repellent, self-cleaning floral smelling. Shut your doors and posy your noses, we'll soon be coming up roses. Shut your doors and posy your noses, we'll soon be coming up roses. Okay. What do you require by way of penitence? But the gods have long moved down of the city, bought up the hills where the air smelled pretty, pushed up the market with divine wages, only return for drunken rages. Okay, that was like broadly right, but there's some of the e's were off. Do you require by way of penitence? But the gods have long moved down of the city. Gods had long moved down by way of penitence. But the gods had long moved down of the city, bought up the hills. Oh, flipping there, am I flipping singing? Is that too high? By way of penitence, but the gods had long moved down of the city, bought up the hills where the air smelled pretty, pushed up the market with divine wages, only returned for drunk. By way of penitence, but the gods had long moved down. Gods had long. The gods. By way of penitence, but the gods had long moved down in the city, bought up the hills where the air smelled pretty, pushed up the market with divine wages, only returned for. No, I'm not getting that right. Well, let's do the other one first, because maybe I have to do it that way around. Move down. Gods long moved down, but the gods long moved down. This cries, what do you require by way of penitence? But the gods long moved out of the city, bought up the hills where the air smelled pretty, pushed up the market with divine wages, only returned for drunken rages.
do you require by way of penitence? But the gods had long moved out of the city, bought up the hills where the air smelled pretty, pushed up the market with divine wages, only returned for drunken rages. Had long moved out of the city, bought up the hills where the air smelled pretty, pushed up the market with divine wages, only returned for drunken rages.
Okie dokie. And then what's this one?
1,000 boys take a little minute to get to the surf post, and all them slathering, starving 1,000 boys take a little minute to get their desserts emotional, snacking for millennia have hurt the lords, and the ladies are plump for the plucking, leeches after a goodly sucking. What were the wars? Them slathering, starving 1,000 boys take a little minute to get their desserts emotional, snacking for millennia have hurt the lords, and the ladies are plump for the plucking, leeches after a goodly sucking. What were the wars? After a goodly sucking, what were the walls begin to crumple, and there's nothing more to take a little minute to gather your papers, you might need proof of purchase later.
It's a funky rhythm on this one.
Then more to take a little minute to gather your papers, you might need proof of purchase later. Claim insurance for all your damages, make a sweet pile of bubonic ravages. What were then more to take a little minute to gather your papers, you might need proof of purchase later. Claim insurance for all your damages. Ba-da-ba-da. More to take a little minute to gather. Take a little minute to gather. And more to take a little minute to gather your papers, you might need proof of purchase later. Claim insurance for all your damages, make a sweet pile of bubonic ravages. What were the
And then we are just back to the reprise of the first verse. Oh, like a whole bunch of times. Yeah, okay, I forgot that.
Swinging of its place on this earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women in it. Ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women in it. Ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Its place on this earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women in it. Ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it
Lost the track of where I was in the
then
chord
Greece,
structure.
swinging aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women in it. Ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the sewers and the towers, women in it. Ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women in it. Ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there.
No.
Ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women in it. Ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women.
Okay, and I think I'll do a different part because I don't want to lose that part. But we'll have another one that stays high. Let's just look at this.
And it ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it. And it ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it. Ate up
Put in another one in the end. You'll just stay, I think, on that F
And it
sharp.
didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. And it ate up the sews and the towers in it. Ate up the brothels and the bowers in it. Ate up all their found living. And it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women.
Okay, it's very similar.
Ate up the sews and the towers in it. Ate up the brothels and the bowers in it. Ate up all their found living. And it didn't set aside the children and the women.
Okay, gosh. I quite like those. I think they're fun. I'm just quite glad to have recorded them also because it's a bit relentless. There will be more parts, more vocal parts, but that is like a good initial mix on those, I think. What were the walls begin to crumble?
The brothels and the bowers in it. Ate up all their found living. And it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Are newly clad airtight, fireproof and urine repellent.
Okay, what I'm going to do is do a little ear break. We're going to listen to a previously recorded song, then put in just a couple more parts. Yeah, I'm not sure which ones. But a couple more parts.
It ain't easy being pretty, being a pretty girl in the city. It ain't easy being pretty, being a pretty girl in the city. It's not half as fun when the day is done, watching the river run brown and gritty. Come on down to the country fair, we'll get you fixed up to fiddle there. Weave leaves and weeds into your hair. Make your love Bathsheba and open up city boys who will then won't throw the dog a decent bone. It ain't easy being pretty, being a pretty girl in the city. When the wind blows cold, it's not like the tales they told. Pavement shiny with gold, are grey and gritty. Come out to the country at harvest time. Out of the city still look fine. Mud on your hands and strawberry wine. Pluck the loose hairs from your bow. Pick the jig you already know. How the sweet old tunes all go. It ain't easy being pretty, being a pretty girl in the city. Oh, I was a pretty girl too. I grew up pretty like you, but I stayed away when the call came through to take you to the town out in the country air. Playing at the country fair. Everyone you know is already there, so there ain't no messing around. It ain't easy being pretty, being a pretty girl in the city. Out here we grew, out here we knew. City wind blew, ain't that a pity? Dancing on 8 on 8. The simple life is a tasty treat. After
There we go. It's nice to just remember that things do end. Not quite what I meant. There'll be a percussion track in here too, but I'm not sure, so I'm just gonna write percussion. What colour should percussion be? Ooh, white. Oh no, white. That's exciting. Okay. What do I want to put in now?
Wasn't it? Way too and it ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it.
Okay. Parts. Overwhelm. I think there's gonna be like low cello right from the off.
Play came in, way too certain, for something grief swinging of its place on the earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Play came in, way too certain, for something grief swinging.
And then like a lot more parts come in there. The first verse round I did like very chill, which is meant to be about like, it's honestly a bit quiet.
Children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Play came in.
Okay. So I want to do like a low cello, but I don't know if I want to commit to 5 minutes of low cello, but I think I definitely want it at the beginning. Just the guitar and the vocals is too thin. We're getting lots of tracks. This is this album. Play came in. Way too certain. Might be more guitar parts to go on here, but I'm not sure. And the rhythm is quite tricky. Like, it's not a hard rhythm, but I think it could easily get mucky. So I don't want to start doing that. So let's, if it needs just like thickness, actually something like a synth might be better, because it's not going to be introducing more strumming noise, which I think is potentially going to be like a lot. All right, let's just have like a play. Not going to record for a sec. And just see what I want the low cello to do, because I don't just want it to do like root notes, because that's really boring. And let's just pull everything a little bit out of the way so I have a moment to breathe.
Play came in, way too certain, for something grief swinging of its place on the earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all they found living, and it didn't set aside the children.
So I don't really like that actually, because it needs quite fast movement, just because of what the chords are. And I don't think it suits it.
Play came in, way too certain, for something grief swinging of its place on the earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all they found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women.
Maybe actually just with harmonies. Maybe that'll be harmonies, not cello, and then this cello part can come in now, because it's not going to work by itself. Okay, let's try a different cello part.
And the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Play came in, way too certain, for something grief swinging of its place on this earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. They shut the city down overnight. Sit tight.
Okay, I quite like that if it just
The women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. They shut the city down overnight. Sit tight. The bad air's only circulating outside. The city walls are newly clad. clad, airtight, fireproof and urine repellent, self-cleaning floors smelling. Shut your doors and posy your noses, we'll soon be coming up roses.
Okay, I was liking some of that, so I should probably record it before I forget what it
The
was.
brothels and the bowers in it, 8 apple there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Play came in, way too certain, for something grief swinging of its place on the earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, 8 apple there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. They shut the city down overnight. Sit tight.
Okay, nice, but it was out. Right. Ba-dum-bum.
No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Play came in, way too certain, for something grief swinging of its place on the earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, 8 apple there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. They shut the city down overnight. Sit tight, the bad air's only circulating outside. The city walls are newly clad, airtight, fireproof and urine repellent, self-cleaning floors smelling. Shut your doors and posy your noses, we'll soon be coming up roses. There was a lord of land watching his tenements as they fell to sleep, then fell to penniless cries. What do you require by way of penitence? But the gods along moved down to the city, bought up the hills where the air smelled pretty, pushed up the market with divine wages, only returned for drunken rages. What were the wars?
Okay, fine, except I didn't think about the fact that one of those notes is different.
There was a lord of land watching his tenements as they fell to sleep, then fell to penniless cries.
Yeah,
What?
nice,
There
enough.
was a lord of land watching his tenements as they fell to sleep, then fell to penniless cries. What do you require?
That's nice, and you get a little walk up.
As they fell to sleep, then fell to penniless cries. What do you require by penniless cries? What do you require by way of penitence? But the gods alone.
Nice. Okay, I just like the cello. I think that's not news at this point. Nice, James, what are you eating? That was quite aggressive. Don't regret it. Okay, let's just do another cello part for that same section. So I'm going to lose the plot. So let's do a higher one. Do I want to come in here? Yeah, I think I do. I think I do, actually. This song is just going to be thick, boy. Just regret that.
Set aside the children and the women. Play came in.
Okay, that was a harmonic that I didn't mean to play.
Play came in, way too certain, for something grief swinging of its place on the earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers in it,
Got distracted and played the wrong note.
children and the women. Play came in, way too certain, for something grief swinging of its place on the earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, 8 apple there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women.
Didn't prep for that. What am I doing? A C sharp there. What am I doing? Brain melt. Didn't say that. Could go up to the D. D, C sharp. D, C sharp, A, A. Let's try that.
The children and the women. Plague came in, way too certain for something to grieve, swinging of its place on this earth, and it ate up the silvers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. They shut the city down overnight. Sit tight, the bad air's only circulating outside. The city walls are newly clad airtight, fireproof and urine repellent.
Okay, well that was really cool until I forgot what I was doing. Okay.
Found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. They shut the city down overnight. Sit tight, the bad air's only circulating outside. The city walls are
Okay, let's just do that verse again.
there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. They shut the city down overnight. Sit tight, the bad air's only circulating outside. The city walls are newly clad airtight, fireproof and urine repellent, self-cleaning floors smelling. Shut your doors and posy your noses, we'll soon be coming up roses. There was a lot of posy your noses, we'll soon be coming up roses. There was
Okay, this is the joy of doing these secondary tracks, is it is a hodge and a podge all the way to the end. Oh, oh, oh. You must get through walking boots relatively regularly, James.
posy your noses, we'll soon be coming up roses. There was a lot of There was a lot of lamb watching his tenements as they fell to sleep, then fell to penniless cries. What?
Forgot what we're doing.
There was a lot of lamb watching his tenements as they fell to sleep, then fell to penniless.
What are we doing? There's the C sharp, so I can just keep playing the C sharp. But then we can play an F. Well, it's not in it by F, so that would be weird. You could play G sharp. Just play C sharp. You're fine. Okay.
There was a lot of lamb. There was a lot of lamb watching his tenements as they fell to sleep, then fell to penniless cries. What do you require by way of penitence? But the gods alone moved out of the city, brought up the hills where the air smelled pretty, pushed up the market with divine wages, only return for drunken rages. What were the walls begin to crumble? I didn't know they needed so much care. What were the rules? My moral compass stumbles. A little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed.
Boss that. It's partway through that, and I was like, I haven't made a mistake on this bit. I'm just making up. So let's keep going.
There was a lot of lamb watching his tenement
As they fell to sleep. Oh, lovely, James. I've got lasagna waiting for me. Oh, I'm feeling lasagna ready. Yeah, I know, ST. You're like, oh, I really like these boots. They're really comfy. I should get another pair, wear them in. Great, last twice as long. Don't have the issue of the boots like not being solid anymore. Who is prepared enough for that? It's not me. This is fun. I forget how much fun the cello is. I don't forget. I talk about it all the time, but it's true. Okay, so that's those. It's like, how many parts do I want, and at what point?
Came in way too certain for something to grieve, swinging of its place on the surf, and it ate up the cimbals and the towers in it.
I think I actually want more parts straight in, because I think I want there to be like a big, I don't want to like slowly build. It's going to be the first verse is like pretty sparse, and then it's just going to be like boom. Now there's noise. So we want a lower part. The lower parts just get more fiddly because your brain wants them to be the bass note because it's the lowest part on the track. And yet it's not playing the bass note. If necessary, I will put in some epically low piano to just hold that position if it feels like it needs it. This is all noodling around here. So it'd be good to have a part that's like, I mean, right at the bottom. Let's have a go.
Children and the women, no, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Play came in way too certain for something to grieve, swinging in its place on the surf, and it ate up the cimbals and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women.
Got distracted by what I was playing.
The children and the women, no, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Play came in way too certain.
Not that.
Set aside the children and the women. Play came in way too certain for something to grieve, swinging in its place on the surf, and it ate up the cimbals and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women.
I tried to do something different there, and I don't know what I wanted.
Women, no, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Play came in way too certain for something to grieve, swinging in its place on the surf, and it ate up the cimbals and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. They shut the city.
Those notes are like technically right, but they sound wrong.
Set aside the children and the women. Play came in way too certain for something to grieve, swinging in its place on the surf, and it ate up the cimbals and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. They shut the city down overnight. Sit tight, the bad air's only circulating inside the city walls. Our newly clad airtight, fireproof and urine repellent, self-cleaning floors smelling. Shut your doors and posy your noses, we'll soon be coming up roses. There was a lot of land.
No, I haven't quite got into that. Oh, rave away, SD. My ego can take it. Hey, look, welcome back. Crunchy, we have managed to put a string on the guitar and indeed put some squiggly dots on a computer program, so that's good. That walk up is fine, but then anytime I try to transition it to anything else, it's like it doesn't like it. It doesn't like it.
The towers in it, ate up the brothels
So I guess
and the
it's
bowers in
that.
it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Play came in way too certain for something to grieve, swinging in its place on the surf, and it ate up the cimbals and the towers in it, ate up the brothels and the bowers in it, ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. They shut the city down overnight. Sit tight, the bad is only circulating inside. The city walls are newly clad airtight. Fireproof and urine repellent, self-cleaning floors smelling. Shut your doors and posy your noses. We'll soon be coming up roses. There was a lonely lad watching his tenants as they fell to sleep, then fell to penniless cries. What do you
Forgot about the different chord.
coming up roses?
Okay. Muted that somehow. Right.
There was a lot of land.
Thank you, SD. I spent like when I was sorting out the harmonies, just like a lot of time just saying urine over and over again, which is just makes me question a lot about why I've ended up. Right. Do we want another one as well?
Way too certain for something to grieve, swinging.
Not yet, I don't think. On the chorus.
Yeah. But the gods had long moved out of the city, brought up the hills where the air smelled pretty, pushed up the mountain and wait. His only return for drunken rages. What were the walls begin to crumble? I didn't know they needed so much care. What were the rules? My moral compass stumbles. A little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bird.
I don't know about that.
A little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. Oh, who will be king instead? Oh.
Why does that sound gross?
My wages only return for drunken rages. What were the walls begin to crumble? I didn't know they needed so much care. What were the rules? My moral compass stumbles. A little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bird.
Bum 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 ba-da-dum, bum ba-hum.
But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bird.
Oh, that was really fun until I got to that bit and didn't know what
The
to do.
earth becomes, the air becomes, but if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bird. Head, and feathery is the bird.
Just did like the exact same thing again. So it's playing that F sharp. Three is the bit. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
is the head, and feathery is the bed.
Corniest plays made it up. You know what, like that's magic. That was the little Mass Effect moment. Okay, let's bring in a higher part. Now these cellos are all starting to get a bit noisy, but we'll tell them to back off in a minute.
Pushed up the mountain, divine wages, only return for drunken rages. I didn't know they needed so much care. What were the rules? My moral compass stumbles. The earth becomes, the air becomes, but if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed.
Okay, that was like pretty solid. At one point I got confused about what note I was playing, but it didn't seem to cause any damage. That because like none of those parts are really doing a lot. They're all just walking between kind of like 3 different notes. But I think you can like the tune. You can hear the tune. Maybe just in my mind. I think you can hear the tune once you put them all together. Hey Heather, I'm good, thank you. I hope you're good. 36 or so hours. Oh yeah, actually, you know what? I'm a professional gamer, so that's pretty impressive.
I didn't know they needed so much care. What were the rules? My moral compass stumbled.
Okay, so it's going to be like more cello. There's going to be cello like the whole way through. Of course, now we're here. But I just don't want to record any more of that right now. It's boring. What I do want to do, I think, is do this harp bit because I'm nervous about it. And I'm putting it off. I'm going to have to tune the harp. Oh yeah, it's more tuning time, everybody. It's a very short bit. I just want everything else to disappear for a minute, and then it's the harp. Kind of here.
My moral compass stumbles, a little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Well, exponential growth is an existential thread. You can keep on having more when there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to take a little minute to gather.
Okay, so the harp is not tuned yet, but now I have put it in the right key. It'll be something like, it's going to be annoying because of this C sharp.
Moral compass stumbles, a little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Well, exponential growth is an existential threat. You can't keep on having more when there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to take a minute to gather your paper.
Okay, and then the harp will cut that. So, okay, that is a tune. These are fast, and in my head it was like, exponential growth is whatever I was singing. What is that called? Oh, is an existential threat. But it's quite fast, so I might literally record one chord at a time and splice them in because we're here for a good time. But let's do need to tune it. So let's do the hat. You can keep on having more when there's nothing more to get. There's nothing. Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna put that part in. I can see some little tippy tap noises here. It's absolutely nuke. And then when there's nothing more to get. I'll take hours per capita. You know what I mean. The tone of the harp is so different from the piano. I'm literally like, is that in tune? I find it really hard. Because a harp naturally, like, as the note plays out, it modulates. It's like, that was nice though. Oh, have I got G sharps? Do I want G sharps? I do want G sharps. how I jumped up the octave. Okay, so I actually think, let me look at what am I playing, right? So oh, well, exponential growth is yeah, so I have to change the F sharp to an F, which I have to move a lever for, and there's just no way I'm going to do that quickly and cleanly because it's quite quick actually. So oh, I need to get in D sharps towards the end. Yeah, okay, so screw all of that. I'm literally gonna like mute everything. Or not. Mute. And just play them and then put them where I want them. Okay. This is how the pros do it. It's how they do it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so it's gonna be. Now it's a bit harsh. And then it's different. Okay, so that's messy, but we can figure that out. I think I redo both of these. Now it's a bit harsh. Yeah, okay, so that's the D. We keep track of what I'm doing. I don't know, I haven't looked up like my streamer summary. I don't know how much I streamed. You can keep on having more. Oh right, we're like way behind where we're meant to be.
The walls, a little nudging as the earth becomes the air becomes, and feathery is the bed. And feathery is the bed. Well, exponential growth is an exercise. Well, exponential.
These are so tight.
Exponential growth. Exponential growth. Exponential growth is
an existential. Oh, guys, I'm feeling hungry. The lasagna is calling me. I think we'll just get this bridge bit done. Existential thread. Thread. Is that the right thread? Yeah, I think it is. An existential thread. An existential thread. Oh no, there's the same.
Existential.
I think I just liked that one more. Right.
There's an existential
Thread. Thread.
There's an existential thread. You can. There's an existential thread. Existential thread. You can. When there's more to.
Okay, I think that is. You can keep on. You can keep on. Having. You can keep on. Yeah, that makes sense. You can't keep on having more.
Existential thread. Existential thread. You can. Existential thread. You can keep on. You can keep on having more.
I should just be timing this with the guitar. That would be so much easier. Keep on having
Bonic ravages. What were the
Okay, that's unhinged. Keep on having more. Okay, then the other part I'm gonna do just with the track in a minute because it doesn't involve any key changes. Not key changes, rogue chords.
Well, exponential growth is an existential thread. You can keep on having more. Having more. Well,
Okay, let's get this like fine-tuned.
heavy is the head, and feathery is the
Oh man, didn't need that.
bed. Well, exponential growth is an existential thread.
Is that like a little bit early?
Growth is an existential thread. You an existential thread. You can keep on having more.
Okay, now let's make them kind of actually vaguely go.
Exponential growth.
Which you basically just do with harp by just smudging the end of one into the beginning of another one, because that's kind of what a harp sounds like.
An existential thread. You can keep on having more when there's nothing. When there's nothing. Having more when there's when
That's just not a bit out. We could just lose it.
more when there's nothing.
So I'm quite happy to lose that. Okay.
When there's
Okay, and then me. Nothing more to get. Nothing more to get. Oh, thanks, Heather. That's a long time. When there's nothing mama to get. See, I auto correct typos in my brain, and so whenever people in chat are like, "Oh, I made a typo," did you? You can't keep up. I mean, I just saw in these levels because the harp is diabolical for very wildly varying levels, but that's fine. So I think we're gonna do just like funky, whatever I did when I was just improvising sounded cool. So that maybe if I can do that, whatever that was. An existential thread. You can't keep on having more when there's nothing more to get. Okay, so I've got D sharps. So that's that's not gonna work. There we go. And just still have F sharp. Yeah, fine. Okay. Why is that not? Oh, these are G sharp. Okay. You can't keep on having more when there's nothing more to get. That was not right. I was playing a ninth, that's why. Having more when there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to get. I still had D sharps because I got confused and got rid of my G sharps instead of my D sharps. It's hard, man. It's hard. Having more when there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to take a little minute to gather your papers. You might need proof of purchase, claim insurance for all your. Okay, I think the harp. My plan was for the harp to drop out, and then suddenly was like, maybe the harp can just carry on, and then I played all the wrong notes. So more to take a little minute to gather your papers. Okay, let's kind of investigate all of this. When there's nothing more to get. Okay, let's try and standardize this. Okay. But actually bring these ones as a cut, like the third and the fourth one here are proper noisy, so we just don't, that's just gonna like shout. It could be more like that. And if we mute the guitar, so my thought was to actually not have guitar, so let's get all the parts, come into it, and I'll mute the guitar. Obviously it doesn't have like all the other parts yet. Who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Press the wrong button. For heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Well, exponential growth is an existential thread. You can't keep on having more when there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing
your papers, you might need proof of birth.
Whenever I've always have this on songs, whenever I've done like like harmonies in one place and not in another place, I'm just like, the minute they come in, I'm like, what? Oh, this sounds like a song. And then all the bare bits where it's just like,
a little nudging.
I'm like, what is that? And then I'm like,
Found living and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't.
okay, I want to do the cello part. Oh, do I want to do the cello part for the bridge?
Feathery is the bed. Well, exponential growth is an.
I want to do the main cello part for the bridge. But let's do a quick brain freeze. Not brain freeze. Listen to another song. Do you remember that other songs exist? It's another song by me, so like it's not that different. And then we will do the cello parts. And then I think I'm going to go and eat a lasagna.
Here is the water. Take a look at the water. Would you feed it your daughter if that was all you could offer? Would you take all you might in the middle of the night? Step into the world and step into the swirling and churning of the sea. Here is the water. Take a look at the water. Would you feed it your daughter if that was all you could offer? All the dead children, so many dead children. If I named them, I'd claim them. All the dead children, so many dead children. If I named them, I'd claim them. So I leave them to the sea. Take a look at the water. Would you feed it your daughter if that was all you could offer? Did you float in your mother's belly like the gods in the ether before discovering gravity? Did you feel how the water turned from warm to salty as she tipped you from the ship and the change dragged you down into the sea? Here is the water. Take a look at the water. I'd claim them. Would you feed it your daughter if that was all you could offer? With your head on my belly, does my hunger sound like the sea? Would it rise up to feed me or give me release? Did you hear the water? So many dead children. Take a look at the water. I claim them. Would you feed it your daughter? So many dead children. If that was all you could offer, I claim them down into the. Here is the water. So many dead children. Take a look at the water. I claim them. Would you feed it your daughter? So many dead children. If that was all you could offer, I claim them down into the. Here is the water. So many dead children. Take a look at the water. I claim them. Would you feed it your children? So many dead children. If that was all you could offer, so I claim them too. Here is the water. So many dead children. Take a look at the water. I claim them. Would you feed it your children? So many dead children. If that was all you could offer, so I leave them to the sea. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Alrighty, there's that song. In case you thought this one was depressing. Let's put in this bass. I want to just hear some low cello with the bridge. Don't know why it took me so long to say that word. I'm not going to do all the cello parts. I just want to put in one. Where do I want to
Just after a goodly sucking,
the king is dead. Oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head,
and feathery is the bed. Well, exponential growth is an existential threat. You can't keep on having more when there's nothing more.
Okay, the whole time.
A little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Well, exponential growth is an existential threat. You can't keep on having more.
Okay, so go. Exponential growth is an existential threat. You can't keep on having more.
It's so much care. What were the rules? My moral compass stumbles. A little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Well, exponential growth is an existential threat. You can't keep on having more when there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to.
Okay, I like that, but like my ears were not in tune. Okay.
Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Well, exponential growth is an existential threat. You can't keep on having more when there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing.
Goodness sake. I'm doing like the D sharp in the B7. Like no one else is touching that. So I think it sounds a bit weird right now, but I'm hoping that when other cello parts go in, it will make sense. Do I think it will make sense? I'm going to say it will make sense. I could play the 7th. That's mental.
But if the king is dead.
It shouted at us, everybody. It went clickety clackety clickety clack. Ow!
Comes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Well, exponential growth is an existential threat.
Hang on. I'm not playing a D sharp. It sounds weird. I got my strings mixed up. So did G. You can keep on having more. Just
So much care. What were the rules? My moral compass stumbles. A little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head,
ow!
and feathery is the bed. Well, exponential growth is an existential threat. You can't keep on having more. Well,
Do you want to play this one note correctly? Right, what am I playing E there somewhere? No, I'm not playing an E, I'm playing an A, I'm playing an A, I'm playing an A. So I go, keep on having more. Might do that.
A little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Well, exponential growth is an existential threat. You can't keep on having more. Well, there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing.
Just get excited and then I get sharp.
Comes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Well, exponential growth is an existential threat. You can't keep on having more. Well, there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to take a little minute to get.
Messed up on the last one.
When there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to take a little minute to get.
Okay. Oh, I like a noisy cello.
To get. When there's nothing.
Okay, so I was just going to do that part, but I really want to hear how the other parts come in with that B7 particularly. So maybe do like exponential growth. Exponential growth is an existential. Well, exponential growth is an existential threat. It's an existential. What is it? Exponential growth is an existential threat. You can keep on having more when there's nothing. And then I want something going up, really. I don't want everything going da 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 like something can. The high part will, but this part I want to go. What is that? Well, that makes sense for it to go up, but that's annoying. So not that. Don't play that. Play. We'll play that and then play that. Then play. No. Play. Play. When there's nothing more to get. Yeah, just do that. Okay.
Oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Well, exponential growth is an existential threat. You can't keep on having more. Well, there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to take a little minute to get.
I'm just going to do that. Wherever they're going to go next, it's going to be another day. We'll find that out. Okay. Oh, this is juicy. Let's do
Comes, but
like
if
medium
the king
high.
is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy
probably
is
miss
the
apparently.
head, and feathery is the bed. Well, exponential growth is an existential threat. You can't keep on having more. Well, there's nothing.
Okay, I didn't have a plan. Plan would be great. Well, exponential growth is an exponential threat. You can keep on having more when there's nothing. The king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Well, exponential growth is an existential thing. You can't keep on having more when there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to take a little minute. Fun. Okay. Oh, I've just done them all from the beginning. Do I want that? Exponential growth is an existential thing. You can't keep on. Let's just say yeah. Okay, then we're going to do the high one. Keep on having more. But not vocally. Don't know why I just did that. When there's... When there's nothing more. When there's nothing to get. When there's nothing more to get. When there's This is like a bit serious, isn't it? Right. Imperfections aside, let's just have a listen to what we have achieved today. Let's go to reflection on what you've achieved. Then I'm going to go and eat lasagna, and I'll be back, everybody, on Sunday, but earlier than normal. There is a post on the schedule channel on Discord. Because it is December, there are some peculiar streams. It is the first raid train for the Club Magic Christmas album this weekend. So on Sunday, I will be streaming from noon till 3 p.m. GMT. But it's on the Discord. Okay. Play came in way too certain for something grief swinging of its place on the earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. Play came in way too certain for something grief swinging of its place on this earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. They shut the city down overnight. Sit tight, the bad air's only circulating outside. The city walls are newly clad airtight, fireproof and urine repellent, self-cleaning floors smelling. Shut your doors and posy your noses, we'll soon be coming up roses. There was a lord of land watching his tenements as they fell to sick, then fell to penniless cries. What do you require by way of penitence? But the gods had long moved out of the city, bought up the hills where the air smelled pretty, pushed up the market with divine wages, only returned for drunken rages. What were the walls begin to crumble?
compass stumbles, a little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Oh, pigs break into the lordly halls, for the pig herd's dead, and the guards have long since left post, and all them slathering, starving sows and boars take a little minute to get their desserts emotional, snacking for millennia have hurt the lords, and the ladies are plump for the plucking, leeches after a goodly sucking. What were the walls begin to crumple? I didn't know they needed so much care. What were the rules? My moral compass stumbles, a little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Well, exponential growth is an existential threat. You can't keep on having more when there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to get. When there's nothing more to. Take a little minute to gather your papers. You might need proof of purchase later. Claim insurance for all your damages and make a sweet pile of bubonic ravages. What were the wounds begin to crumple? I didn't know they needed so much care. What were the rules? My moral compass stumbles, a little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? For heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Oh, well, placating, way too certain, for something grieves swinging of its place on this earth. And it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women, and it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women, and it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women.
Sweet, well, there we go. It felt like a big task at the beginning of the stream, especially when I snapped the string of my guitar. But it's got some shape to it, and then it's so much easier to come in and add all the other bits. I obviously muted myself during that, but I was noodling lots of harmonies, and I think it's going to be really fun to...
Well, placating, I
can't remember what any of them were, but it made sense in my head.
When there's nothing, placating, my moral compass stumbles, a little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Oh, well, placating, way too certain.
Well, that was kind of fun. I'm not going to, this is not going to be an official part, official recording, but there was like a climb there that I quite liked.
I didn't know you did so much care. What were the rules? My moral
This is just an example.
A little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? For heavy is the head, and feathery is the bed. Oh, placating, way too certain.
Okay, it needs a different note on the end. Placating. Anyway. Something like that. Lovely. Oh, thank you so much for hanging out, guys. I really appreciate it. Play came in way too sudden. As I said, next stream is Sunday, but a bit earlier than normal. So if you're around then, it'd be lovely to see you. We may have some other faces in chat coming in on the raid train for the club majig. Nothing too crazy that is going to be saved for the charity stream towards the end of the month, which is going to be quite unhinged. So look forward to that. But schedule adjustments are all on Discord. Otherwise, you know where I am. Not literally. But on the internet, where it's okay. We're going to go for a read. And we're going to go see Davis Deli, who I believe is on the Collab Majig Christmas album, along with, like, how many other people were a star? Like 24, something like that. Other wonderful musicians. So the album will be out on Friday, which is Bandcamp Friday, and I'll be streaming on Sunday. Some lovely tunes. And I'll see you when I see you, guys. Take care. Thank you so much for hanging out during these little recording muses. 30 streamers plus some bonuses. I'm not on a duet this year, but I do feature on the mass participation song. So you can look out for that. Is the raid change schedule available somewhere? That's an incredibly good question, Lurker, and I'm going to sit here without pressing raid for long enough for Brittlestar to answer. You're welcome, Lurker. Good to see you. Thanks, everybody. I can't wait for Brittlestar. There we go. It's on the website. clubmajig.org. The raid train is running from Friday morning, kind of European time, through Sunday night. And then it's doing it again the weekend before Christmas. So just like a lot of streams if you're into that, which you probably are because you're here. Thanks, everyone. I will see you soon.